What's up, gamers? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Steve's tutorial on how to capture your PlayStation 4 party chat. If you're a gamer who plays Battlefield or any other less first-person shooter games, which I will not utter here, and you want to record you and all your friends while you're gaming, you've reached the right video, okay? Now, I'm going to stick to my notes here, so bear with me. I don't want to forget anything. If you are on any other platform, by the way, Xbox, PC, PlayStation 3, I can't speak from knowledge or experience. Neither can I speak for any other products other than what I'm using in this video, and I will outline here in this schematic, okay? Now, as you can read below, this video will be recorded here in June of 2014, which means anything recorded or done after this will supersede or be subject to change after this video, okay? Now, I'm sure there's more than one way of getting this done, no doubt about it, but this is one way I found that actually works and is proven without question, and I just want to take my time to make it as simple and clear to understand as possible. Now, two basic types of live chat that you're probably going to have, okay? The first way is going to be really just you recording yourself while you're gaming. So if you want to do some type of a broadcast or where you're recording really just you in game, nobody else, that's one type. And then the other type is more what I'm gearing toward, and that is you and your friends in a party chat and how to record all that. Now, by the way, for all the Battlefield gamers like myself, previously in the Battlefield 4, the in-game squad chat was not a very good quality, but as of earlier patches in the year, the in-game squad chat seems to be very crisp and very clear and really equal quality to the party chat. However, if you're like me, I typically use party chat anyway because I don't game with just one or two people. I game with more than a squad of people every day, and we usually end up filling the entire party chat, and matter of fact even having more than that. So I'm hoping someday they'll actually increase the party chat to match let's say 2 squads of Battlefield, which would be 10. That'd be awesome. Anyway, now, at any time, if you'd like to see the outcome of the results of my recordings and what I'm about to outline here, you can simply go back here to my channel and look for the series I do called Squad Up with Boss. Boss being the clan that I help lead. And you can see, you can hear all the other people in the party chat chatting, and we're laughing and cutting up while we're gaming, okay? Okay, with that in mind, here we go. Let's get started, and I want to go and describe down the list of equipment that you will need. Again, I can only speak for the brands and things that I use specifically. Item number 1, obviously, is the PlayStation 4. I do want to make a note in this: the PlayStation 4 camera is not necessary, but if you plan on having a mini window, you know, showing in your feed, like such as I'm doing here, that would be probably a good addition to have for your videos if you're going to do live broadcastings like that. Number 2 would be your capture device hardware. I personally use the Hauppauge HD PVR2 Gaming Edition. Now I understand there's a lot of other common things out there like the Elgato and a few others that are very common. And keep in mind, typically each hardware is going to come with its own recording software, and you do want to make sure that it's compatible with whatever PC or Mac that you're using, okay? Now, the third thing I want to note here is you need to have obviously a PC, a computer, a laptop of some sort where you save all your video files after you've recorded them. I personally use I have a gaming PC, a Dell Aurora R4, but I don't actually use it for gaming at all. I just like the robust memory, the graphics, the graphics capability, which is great for professional video editing. Okay, now make sure you're using, like I just mentioned earlier, make sure you use and get something that's compatible with the PC or laptop that you're using. And I do want to recommend using an external hard drive because, well, 3 reasons I can think of, okay? 1, it won't slow down your PC hard drive and kind of hog up the memory there. 2, it's easy to travel with if you travel, I mean. And number 3, obviously it protects your computer if your computer crashes or something happens to it because it's separate. It's a separate hard drive, okay? There's probably more reasons, but that's just to name a few. The fourth thing that you're going to need, obviously, is your gaming headset. Now, as you see here, I've outlined that I use a Triton 720. I bought this cord. This is actually a corded headset, but I bought it specifically for this setup because I know it works. Unfortunately, it wasn't the first one. I did go through trying my first mic that I was using previously was the Turtle Beach PX5, which did not work, unfortunately. The corded Turtle Beaches may work, but my wireless did not. When I took the USB cord from the receiver and plugged it into the computer, it did not recognize it as a piece of equipment. I didn't get that chime that you're supposed to get when you plug something into your PC. I also tried the the Sony, the Pulse Elite Edition. I bought that wireless headset and thought since it's Sony, it did not work. Nah, no big deal. So I went with what I knew. The Triton 720 works. It's guaranteed. Let's see. The next thing is to have your USB microphones, 2 of them. Now, if you're going to do live chat for just you, and you just want to do your own, how do you want to describe it? You want to do your own live chat and no one else's, not the whole party chat, then you only need 1 USB mic, and that would be what you plug into your PC, and you would use your capture device software to browse to that device, and you wouldn't need anything else. Okay, the 1 USB mic that I'm going to absolutely recommend is, like I show here, my Snowball. I bought a white Snowball off of Amazon. I think it was like 50 bucks, which was not too bad. And then the other mic that you plug into the PC can be an inexpensive mic. The brand does not matter to my knowledge. Okay. Now, a couple of important notes before we get started here is, number 1, make sure your PlayStation 4 controller is completely charged prior to you gaming or doing a session for the evening, because let me tell you, I found out the hard way. If you get into a live session, with your friends and you're gaming like I do for hours at a time, and your PlayStation 4 starts to go in the blank, it needs juice, you're in trouble, because both of your ports of your PlayStation 4 are taken and they're being used. So you're going to have to do either one of 2 things. You're going to either have to unplug your one mic, which will take out the ability for your teammates to hear you, or you can unplug your other mic, which means now you can't hear them. So just make sure your PlayStation 4 controller is fully charged before you do a chat session or do this, okay? Also, ensure your televisions, make sure all your TVs, your PC, everything is muted, and you don't get any volume coming from those sources, because you don't want double feedback as a result. Trust me, I've tried that. Also, hey, just as a side note, not necessarily related to this, but while you're gaming and you get incoming PSN messages, if you hate using the console to message back and forth and you have not tried the app, please, if you have an iPhone or some kind of smartphone, go to your store and get the PlayStation app. It's free. It's free of charge. And let me tell you, basically it's an app that you can open your friend requests, messages, and some simple things you can do there and make it much more easy. You can respond while you're in game simply by picking up your phone, opening the app, and responding to that PlayStation message like a text message. And it's awesome, it's quick, and doesn't disturb your game. Just as a side note. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. Okay, so what I'm going to attempt to do here is show you that you absolutely have to have some type of file organization. This is my desktop, okay? This is my PC over here, and this is my desktop essentially. So critical that you have file organization when you're recording your videos. So for example, I got my recording software here. Okay, so this is just streaming from my PS4, which you see right here. Okay, and let me minimize this for just a moment. Let me bring up my my file folder here. Let me show you. Basically, here's my external drive. Okay, and just going here to Steve's videos. And what I've categorized them, and you can do it differently, but just the point is you got to have organization. Okay, so I got, I don't know if you can read that. Let me zoom in a little bit more. You get finished. I have finished videos and I have unedited videos. Okay, so obviously when I do the recordings, you have to have them browsing and being stored in one location. So obviously what I do is, I don't know if you guys can see these folders. I have, for example, this is all my Battlefield 4 unedited footage. This is Killzone, and here's the live chat tutorial, which is all the files related to the video I'm doing now. Okay, and these are all, if you can see all these files here, all these files are from, for example, last night's gaming session. Okay, so for example, as you can see here, these are, let me check, yeah, these are all Rush episodes. Okay, now if you look at a file real close, you can see the default for my capture device it has a default, is my point. So what I do, as I recommend, is put as much detail after each recording is over. So when you click record when the game starts, when it's loading up, and you click stop recording at the end, you want to add on to some detail. Now let me show you real quick. For example, I have a file here, Rush, Dawnbreaker, Great Defense. Okay, the bottom line is the more detail you put in each file, the better. Okay, because let me tell you, the worst thing is when you get all these files. Okay, and I'll take all these files, and then what I'll do is I'll go in here, I'll cut them. And you can see here I have all the different game modes, okay, that I play. So what I'll do is I'll cut those and I'll paste them in. For example, those are all Rush. So I'll paste them in my Rush folder. Then when I go into my editing software, for example, this is my editing software, which is Sony Vegas Pro. I'll open folders out of whatever game mode I want. The point is, it's organized. It's going to save you a lot of time. Okay, what I used to do when it was not organized is I would go on my software and just go through, it was painstaking, and I would go through hours and hours and hours and tens of hours going through footage to find, let's say I wanted to make a montage and I wanted to find specific footage of vehicular gameplay or sniping gameplay or whatever. So I had to go through a ton of footage. Now, because these folders are named not only by game mode, but if I have some great footage, bottom line is, when you name the files, put as much detail on each file as possible. It sounds time consuming, but it only takes a few seconds. When you click that stop record button, make sure you add on any details onto the file name, game mode, map, anything significant that happens during the gameplay, maybe your KD, anything to help you out with organizing your files and making things easy to find later. Okay, so let me go back to my desktop here. So as far as your recording software, here's my recording software. You can see it pulling live from the PS4. Okay, and you can click record and stop record. But if you look down here, it's got the audio input, which is all HDMI. You see this here? Let me zoom in a little bit closer. It's got the microphone input. Right now it's got my microphone that I synced up. But my point is, you want to browse for that piece of equipment. Okay, so that is the second mic that I said does not matter the brand, not the Snowball, but the other one. All you do is go in here. And if you started recording, you can't change it. You've got to put it on none or on your microphone before you click record. Once you click record, you would actually have to stop recording and then change. You can't do this in the middle of recording, okay? Trying to think of what else on here. This is pretty basic. I just want to let you know that. Gamers, welcome to the, well, I would normally call it the man cave, but this is not just me, and this is me and wifey's gaming entertainment room. So, all right, let me walk you through real quick what I do game time, okay? So, all right, so you guys have seen the list of requirements. I got, of course, my PS4, got my gaming headset. Actually, I keep it over here hung up next to my my gaming chair. And I got the capture device going to my PC where I save it. And of course, this is my 40-inch monitor that I keep it on. I game on the 60-inch, and then of course that's wifey's setup over there. So, all right, let's go through real quick what I do every time I sit down and game. The first thing I decide is, hey, am I going to record? The entire game chat? Am I going to game and record live chat tonight, or am I just going to game as normal and not record anything but the game itself? So first thing you need to do is when I'm going to record, I need to decide, you know, hey, do I want my chat recorded or not? If I click none, that's obviously not going to record my voice. If I click on this, that's going to record my voice. Where's the mic? Okay, so so one of my USB mics, this one right here, this is connected to my PC USB port. And so what I do is I put this up on here, okay, and again, that is mic number 1 that is attached to my PC, which is recording through my my capture software, okay. That is the mic that you see right here listed right there, okay. So that only, let me rephrase this again, this only records my voice, period. This records anything in the room. That is why one of the reasons you want to mute all of these TVs, PC, everything around, you want to record that, because any of that coming out of the TV, this will capture anything, the surrounding area. Okay? Next thing is mic number 2. Okay? So, mic number 2, my snowball here, I keep this up here as well. I actually keep them right next to each other, because this mic right here, my snowball, this is going to record this. I'm sorry, this is how my teammates, everybody in the party chat hears me. This is how my voice personally is recorded. Well, how do they hear me? Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to take the snowball, okay, the snowball USB, and I'm going to, now that I'm sorry, this is my my controller. It is now fully charged. So let me take that out, and I'm going to plug in the snowball. Now watch. You see the chime there for a microphone, okay? So that is going to trump. That's going to trump anything else plugged in there because it's the first one. Now, watch what happens when I plug in the gaming headset, which you see is not plugged in yet. So, here's the gaming headset. Here's my Triton 720. Now watch what happens when I plug this in on my screen. I'm going to plug it in. Okay, so it's going to say, hey, this is plugged in. Who is the user? But I'm not, I repeat, I am not going to accept that. Let me get my controller. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hit, see the edit, the option for cancel? I'm actually going to hit cancel. Okay? And what it's going to do is it's going to resort back to the primary thing plugged in there, which is the snowball. Okay? So here's essentially what just happened. So basically my snowball is going to be what my teammates in the party chat hear me. That's how they hear me. And my my Triton, once I plug that in, that's going to be how I hear my teammates. Once again, let me repeat that. My Triton is how I hear them. My snowball is how they hear me. Okay? So obviously everybody that's in the party chat, they are going to be heard and recorded, and then my voice is going to be recorded through here. Now I have a little bit of a unique situation, because when my wife, sitting right over here in the chair next to me, when she is gaming in her headset, now this is not typical to have someone else in the same room, but because she's getting recorded, this mic also picks her voice up. She has to actually mute her headset, otherwise it reverbs and you hear her voice twice. So I have to have her mute her mic while she's there. Keep in mind, the whole party chat can still hear her because we're both talking into this mic. We're both sitting next to each other. So it's kind of a unique setup in my situation, but ultimately, once again, your teammates in the party chat hear you through this mic plugged into your PS4. My voice is recorded through this mic, which is, again, in your software. That's how it's browsed for. And then of course my headset, when I put that on, that's how I hear my teammates and the game volume. Okay. Another thing I could show you. Let me go up to my. Some people might wonder what do you have your settings on? Okay, so let me go up here, and let me go over to settings. Right. Let me stand up here. I'm trying to do this with one hand, so my apologies. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go down to, as you guys know, you're going to go down to sound and screen. Okay, you're going to go to your audio output, and just so you can see what I have this set on. Okay, right now it's set on digital optical output, chat audio, and bitstream. Okay, now that works with both whether you're just talking through your mic as far as gaming yourself with just your headset alone, in other words without the snowball, or it works with the snowball, either one. So one more time in review. The snowball I plug in first, okay, and that's going to acknowledge it's a microphone. Then I plug in the Triton headset, but I do not acknowledge I hit cancel, but yet I can still hear through it. Okay, so that's pretty much the basics of it. It seems complex at first. Once you get into doing it a few times, it's doesn't seem as complicated, I guess, if that makes any sense. I hope this video helped somebody out, and if it did, please feel free to like and subscribe. One final thing here is a schematic of my setup. You can view and pause and look at it as long as you like. Hope that'll help answer some questions. See you on the battlefield.